everybody, and welcome to Between Plays Stock Market Strategies. With us today, we have Laurent Benezra of React Gaming Group. Now, for everybody out there, we know the market of online gaming and online sports betting. Very exciting. I mean, we see that the future is going in the direction of, mobile technology wherever you want and being completely interactive. Laurent, so happy to have you here on Between Plays Stock Market Strategies. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing great. Thanks so much for having me. Very exciting time. We just a lot of things going on with the company, and I appreciate being on with you.
Great, thank you. I was looking at your company, and naturally, you were previously called Intema, and now we're here with a name change. Can you explain to us why the name change exactly? Is it because of the direction and the focus?
Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly that. Look, Intema has been around. The previous name was Intema, as you said. It's been around for years, about I think a decade. It was an email marketing company in itself. And as COVID hit and as the pandemic started expanding, we realized that we needed to shift our business and also look towards the future and be a disruptor. So we decided to go towards esports and esports wagering. And in doing so, we realized that the word Intema, which literally means internet marketing, or just shortened version of it, is not really what we're doing. We're a gaming company where we have gaming assets. We have everything from esports teams to two of the best esports wagering platforms, one of them being a social platform and the other one being more of a traditional esports wagering platform. So we decided to change our name to better reflect. And, we wanted to get to the name React Gaming Group, or RGG, which is our symbol now, because we thought it really represents who we are. And that's how we changed our name.
Okay, so that means that right now the online sports betting version and online gaming, you're handling both these aspects, correct?
Yeah, correct. We have, like I said, our main two properties are technology platforms. One of them is called Loot.bet. It's the largest online esports wagering platform in the world. And the second one is called Compete.gg. Compete is our social peer-to-peer wagering platform. So that means that people can basically bet on themselves. It is skill-based, and we run tournaments, or you can create your own tournament playing video games, be it Fortnite, Call of Duty, Madden, NFL 2022, whatever it is. You can compete on Compete.gg and play tournaments and win some money.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, no, definitely. I mean, we're on Twitch as well, and we can see on twitch.tv that the gamers are absolutely incredible there. I mean, okay, look, Generation X. So I've seen the beginning of, Atari back in the day. I mean, I'm giving my age, but so is my white hair. But I grew up with all these games, playing them over the years and going to physical retail arcade places. And if you were really good at Mortal Kombat or something like that, you would have all these people around you just watching, and then you'd be competing with someone else. And we've really brought this to this whole new era. I mean, and this started about 10 years ago, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly, where you would, people at work, they would be like, hey, let's get on tonight and let's go and meet. And they'd play Call of Duty, and it'd just be a few friends. But it's become where now we fill arenas.
Absolutely. Look, it's funny because, it's a very odd situation that we're in, because it's like soccer in Europe, right? We're in North America, where we live in Canada. So for us, soccer is not very big, But you go to Europe and all those countries in Europe and mostly even Asia, soccer is the biggest thing in the world for them.
Yeah.
It fills stadiums of 100,000 people. There's, Juventus or Real Madrid or Barcelona Paris Saint-Germain. Those are big teams. Like
for sure. Those are the ones that I follow.
Exactly. Yeah.
And of course, Manchester City and stuff. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. The EPL and stuff like that. So why I'm saying that is because so the soccer scene that they have in Europe, the esports scene that is happening in Asia and Southeast Asia and that part of the world, India, is bigger than the soccer scene.
Yes.
We're seeing tournaments like the League of Legends, which if you ask any bystander in North America what League of Legends is, they'll look at you like you're crazy. They'll be like, I don't know what that is. Meanwhile, in Asia, the International, which is a League of Legends tournament, has a prize pool of $45 million.
Yeah, it was worth more than the first place of Wimbledon. Like you're talking about big money here, like insane
Correct.
money.
Yeah, so we're seeing, and that's the biggest one right now. But I mean, like these kids, some of these esports athletes are first of all, they're royalty. They're considered like Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You know, and they also make the money. Like I think there's a 16-year-old who won a Fortnite tournament roughly a year ago. He made $4 million. And more importantly, and for the business of this is that yes, the prize pools are growing, which is very important, but the viewerships are insane.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what the advertiser, the normal North American advertiser, has not realized yet. Yeah. You know,
they haven't really realized it yet. I think that the Canadian market maybe hasn't really clicked on that much, but I was watching the compounded annual growth rate. Okay, worldwide, it's insane. It's 10% and over. Okay, we're looking at billions of dollars. You know, my viewers know, in order for me to read anything, I need to put on my glasses. It's just reflective of my age. So
no problem. Don't worry about it.
So basically, all right, so got the glasses on. I'm just going to go through some numbers here. So let's go, because you're also handling the sports betting, okay? And just want to go to sports betting for one second, okay? The online sports betting, which you guys are covering, and you have the Isle of Man license, which we should talk about a little bit in a second. All right, 106 billion by 2025, and basically evaluated to continue to grow. And by 2028, you're hitting something like 140 billion. That's in not sports. That's in the sports betting, but in the esports, what you're looking at in the esports, the division that we're actually talking about, $66 billion industry in 2020 and growing at 10% onwards.
No, absolutely. Look, we don't handle very much sports betting, to tell you the truth. We are an esports wagering company, primarily. We see the proliferation, the growth of this industry going to be ridiculous. We're talking about like 10%, 15% per year, and only getting bigger, because what happens is that, you know, right now we're at the beginning. It's relatively new in North America. Not a lot of people bet on esports, but as the population grows, ages, you know, because our target market is like 14-year-old to like 30s, you know,
absolutely.
40s.
Yeah, absolutely.
As that population grows, they're going to start betting more and more, and the tournaments are going to become bigger and bigger, and you're going to see the big players like Coca-Cola or Tide or Johnson & Johnson, let's say, like the household names are going to start, you know, advertising in this space, and that's going to create bigger draws and more people coming to the sites, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're waiting for. We are extremely well positioned to take care of the future and to be a force in the short term, medium term, and long term, kind of like drafting was at the beginning of daily fantasy sports. You know, when drafting came out with FanDuel at the same time, everybody looked at them like they were crazy. Like everybody said, what is this? You know, what's daily fantasy sports?
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
You could choose Aaron Rodgers for 10 points, and he's going to make 40 yards, or you can just I remember like the big boys, the like Pinnacle, William Hill, Bet365, etc. were laughing. They thought that DraftKings was going to be a flash in the pan, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they became the future of betting. So esports for us is the future of betting. Esports has no boundaries, has no geography. Unlike, let's go use soccer for that matter. Unlike PSG, PSG is apparently you're a Paris fan, right?
Yeah,
like very
exactly.
rare. It's very rare that people in Japan are Paris Saint-Germain fans.
Right. That's right.
League of Legends or Fortnite or Call of Duty has no boundaries.
No boundaries. No, I agree.
Because they're played everywhere. And if you're a fan of Call of Duty, you're a fan of Call of Duty. That's it.
Yeah. When I was on twitch.tv, basically what ended up happening is I saw, I could call them children, kids, because it seemed like they were like 12, but they were like, let's say 16. So basically these kids, 14, 16 years old, and they were like animators. They were, like they were commentators. Other people were playing the games. You had like a huge amount of people playing, and two young kids were like commentating on the people making. It's way bigger than people realize. And, I think that, right now, I was looking at your stock and it's at support. People should be taking advantage of this because naturally our motto here is research, prepare, plan, execute. Okay. Stay strong in your investments, no emotional selling, stuff like that. And the thing is that when I look at your stock price at support like this, and when I look at things like Twitch and these young kids all growing up, because they're commentating like real NFL pros, this is huge for the future. I don't think that your stock's staying at these prices. I mean, we've seen it at 58 cents, but there was a halt because you were getting your licenses and stuff like that. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, it halted because we were buying the largest online esports wagering platform in the world, Loot.bet, right?
Loot.bet.
Loot.bet is light years ahead of any platform, be it from the big boys, Bet365 or DraftKings. Like they do offer, I'm going to go quote unquote esports, but what we offer is the real esports. We were a dedicated site. So yes, we were halted, and yes, the it doesn't make sense that the price is where it is. But look, my job is to make sure that we operate, we create revenue, we create growth, and we create EBITDA, right? And those are things that are coming very, very soon for us. The market itself, look, we're in the middle of a war, so that doesn't really help at all. The industry itself, the gaming industry, and not just esports, but gaming in general, has been hitting tons and tons of disappointment. You look at DraftKings and their last quarter, they burned $210 million, and they're still not a bit that positive, or are they making profit for that matter? Same thing with Bet365, MGM, Caesars. Gaming, because of the pandemic, gaming took a hit, and that's normal. Vegas was closed for a year, and most of these retailers are not online, right? So gaming took a hit, and then you have esports, which esports is so new, esports gambling, esports gaming, so new that when you look at what happened last year, when I was raising capital to buy Loot.bet, I was pretty much the third in line, because the Canadian companies, Rivalry was first, then there was Luckbox, and then there was me, and Rivalry missed all their revenue projections, their targets, revenue. And they're also burning $4.2 million a quarter. And now they've entered the Ontario market as a sports book when really they're an esports company. So that in itself is wild to me, because you look at the players that have gotten their Ontario license, we're talking about like BetMGM, Caesar, Bet Rivers, descr, those are multi-billion-dollar companies that have enough capital to burn. Like they can make a pile of their cash and burn it and still have more money. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, Rivalries like me, like they're an esports company first, and now they're going against those big boys. I'm not the Rivalries. What I'm saying is that our industry has, and the market, more importantly, has faced a lot of headwinds. And the reason for that is because nobody's hit their revenue projections or their growth projections, or even what they said they were going to do. You look at Luckbox, which went from $1.50 or about $1.30 to, I think it's 20 cents today. Like, Yeah, OAM, same thing. They're $2.40, and now I think they're $1 or something like that. Like everybody's missed their projections, their revenues, their targets in the esports world. So we're dragged into that. But here's the funny thing, and this is the important thing: we haven't come out with our financials yet because we just bought the company. So our pro forma is coming out in 2 months from now.
That's
so
right.
To lump us in with the rest of the companies that have missed their projections or not even created revenue for that matter, is incorrect.
Absolutely, because you're a revenue generating company.
We are a positive revenue generating company. We are a company that just started integrating all of its units.
Yes.
Be it from the two esports teams that we have, the Bloodhounds and Parabellum, to all the way to our technology platforms, which are our technology. We own the IP. So there's amazing. Tons of things that can happen with that. You can white label, you can go B2B, you can go B2C, but more importantly, we have an operating, revenue generating platform that is the largest in the world.
Yeah, people should be really paying attention to that. That's what they need to understand, is that you are a revenue generating company. You have an Isle of Man license, which is huge. I mean, I was looking at, what does it take to, to get that license? Like, you got to go through a whole bunch of stuff. Like, first of all, the Isle of Man, because a lot of people don't know what it is. It's a British jurisdiction, number
Correct.
one, highly respected amongst banks and the whole 9 yards. It's not just, if you're in the big industries, you can go there and you're pretty much solidified, because you got to go through a ton of steps to show that you pay out, to show that it's, there's no criminal activities. There's a lot of stuff that you guys have to go through to get this license, to make sure that you guys are the real deal.
Yeah, the Isle of Man license is not a gold standard; it's a platinum standard. Yeah. It is the hardest, most sought after license in the world. Correct. The reason for that is because every other jurisdiction in the world, except for North America, and that's another story. And the North America is state by state, so we're not going to get into that right now. Yeah. But the Isle of Man itself, every jurisdiction we are entering uses the Isle of Man as their platinum standard.
Yeah.
Saying basically the Isle of Man is a license to print money and a license to go into different jurisdictions without wasting our time and without losing any market share. So that's correct. We're going to be expanding, and the Isle of Man license and the launch will be a very big thing for React Gaming, and that's happening very, very soon. So
you know what? Not to cut you off, just so I could tell the shareholders that I'm going to put a link up here so that people understand the importance of the Isle of Man. All right, because I think it's important that they understand what it takes to obtain a license that you have. Because if they're going to start comparing companies and stuff like that, I think that it's very important that they understand that this license, pretty much, because we're always looking to make sure that we're getting into the right company, you know what I mean?
Right.
And this is like a background check that all shareholders are trying to do on their own, but basically they've, getting the Isle of Man license has done it. Because I'm going to put that up here where, it says features of licensing on the Isle of Man. So it says here, to obtain a license, a company must meet the following requirements. And since you have met them, that means that all the background has been already done. All the legwork is done. So people should feel safe, like, by investing into your company for future growth. I find very important.
Well, thank you for mentioning that. Look, the impact of an Isle of Man license has not been transmitted into the market well enough, to tell you the truth. I don't think the market knew what was going on because, specifically that day, I knew that when we announced, we actually went down 2 cents, which was crazy to me. Like, I mean, this is like I said, it's a license to print money. It's a license to go into any jurisdiction that we want to.
Yes.
With confidence. Right.
That's right.
Yeah, Isle of Man is basically an advertisement for confidence in whatever jurisdiction we go to. So if you're a betting person and you want to use a website and you see the Isle of Man logo on ours, it's basically saying, hey, this place is safe.
Exactly.
You can bet here. You win, you're going to get paid out. You know, it has very fair odds. The KYC AML has been respected. And as a client or as a customer of loot.bet, you are going to be well served. You know?
Absolutely. Because, you know, my followers, like throughout all the different platforms that we use, it's very important that we always follow our motto, the research, prepare, plan, execute. It's very important. And the reason why is because we want to make sure that we get into companies that we can trust, that we know that, you know, this company and your company falls directly in line with the strategies that I find that is extremely important when you're actually putting your money in a company. And at the support that it's now, definitely, I think that this is a great buy. I'm very curious about something. Do you have, for future pipeline, is there anything in the pipeline that, you know, that might be a little bit exciting? Are we looking at, because I know that you guys are in the United States through Wild Rose, correct?
Yes, we are going to be entering the United States. My philosophy and the philosophy of the leadership here is that you can't go, you know, pound for pound, toe to toe with somebody like DraftKings or Bet365 or Betway. You know, the guys have been around for 5 years, 10 years plus, and, you know, are in sports betting.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can be a virus, and we've all had viruses. You know, like a cold or a flu. How does it start? It's small. You know, you get the sniffles, and then, you know, your head hurts, and the next thing you know, you're in bed, right?
Yeah.
Like, I find that my philosophy is the same way. I want a virus into places. I want to start small. And then the next thing you know, you go from Iowa to Arizona to Nevada to New Jersey, Connecticut, Wyoming, Delaware, Colorado, every state, and there are 13 of them that esports is legal.
Okay.
And you virus in, you know.
So, and also what the people that are watching, they should know actually, is that for every state, I mean, it's not like you can get one license and say, oh, okay, I'm great throughout the United States. You got to work on one and then work on the other state and then work on the other state. Correct.
The United States is the holy grail for us because we are a North American company, based at least. Loot.bet obviously is based in Eastern Europe, but the software can go anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah, of course.
And
absolutely.
The United States have not discovered esports yet. It's still an underground niche. You know, this is blockchain in 2014. You know,
yes.
This is NFTs. Esports wagering is NFTs 3 years ago when nobody cared about NFTs, and guess what happened this year? You know, like people are, you know, blockchain in 2014, 2015, nobody cared.
No.
You know, they're like, what's Bitcoin? Who cares?
Dismissed.
You know, exactly, dismissed. Esports is the next phenomenon.
Well,
it is watched on YouTube. Like, and this is, and I'll let you, sorry for cutting you off.
No, I'm
a very important point here.
Yes, of course.
And the most important point you'll know right now is that generations that are under us, so 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and younger, do not watch traditional media.
Oh, hell no.
Don't listen to radio.
That just came out too normal. Oh, hell no. But I've been saying that to my friends for years. You know, forget about TVs. It's going to be smart TVs with apps and stuff. There's no more cable. Cable TV is, in my opinion, anyways.
So generations that are younger than us do not watch traditional media.
No.
TV, radio. They don't even go on the internet very much. They're on either the metaverse. They're on Discord. They're on Twitch. They're on YouTube.
Yeah, huge.
They entertain themselves with video games.
Absolutely.
They are not, and the funny thing is that they're not considered consumers yet. Because
no, that's right. I just want to interject on that. It's great conversation that we're having about traditional versus what's happening in the future. And I can give an amazing example of that. So my children, they're very young, 4 and 6, and we watch Disney Channel and Netflix and stuff like that. And one day we had it on YouTube because they wanted to see something, Minecraft on YouTube, and a commercial came on. And they're like, why did you change? What did you do, Daddy? Like, they didn't understand what a commercial was.
No,
they never seen it before.
Look, like I said, traditional media is dead.
Yeah.
Everything we're having, people don't even go to movies anymore. Why?
No.
Because we have Disney Plus and we have Paramount and we have other things that are always streaming in front of us.
Yeah.
Just all this to say is that advertisers, sponsors, traditional businesses, they haven't realized that yet.
No, they haven't.
Like we have an audience of about 16 million followers.
Yes, imagine.
What happens?
Crazy.
What do you think happens when? And this takes time. And this is what I want everybody to understand. Why is my stock at 27 cents? Because people don't have the foresight to realize that everything takes time.
Yes.
I have 16 million users, potential users, that will go to my website that are esports. These are esports users that are going to go to my esports wagering site at some point.
Absolutely, 100%.
The 1% rule. The 1% rule of that, is going to be 160,000.
Yep, that's big. That's really big.
My average spend per user is $100 a month.
Yeah. Just imagine the numbers when you calculate that.
They're not numbers. Those are figures.
Yeah,
it's data. So you're talking about 160,000 times 100. We're talking about $16 million.
Yeah.
But it takes time.
It does. It does take time. And you know what? I prefer a company that takes time because, if you don't place that corner block when you're building your building or building your house, nothing is going to be structurally sane. It's all about the building blocks, starting small, making sure you put one foot in front of the other. No one was born running, right? We all learn how to just use our muscles. And so the thing is, I like the virus analogy. It's very true. You get one little virus that comes in, next thing you know, it's multiplying and it takes over a whole system. And it's very important. So are you thinking one day of maybe getting into the metaverse? I mean, because that is the future and we see it, and we could see people buying tons of land, millions of dollars worth. So the metaverse is a great, I believe it would be a great place. Any thoughts on the metaverse?
We will be getting into the metaverse. We believe the metaverse is the next frontier. In an already disruptive frontier, we're going to be more than disruptive. We want to be, I want 5 years from now, Loot.bet to be in the metaverse.
That's amazing.
And I want you to not only experience the game, like be it Counter-Strike, Valorant, League of Legends in front of you, but I want you to have tactile control of your betting.
That's incredible.
So think of a slot machine, like how slot machines have evolved, right? Like whenever you go to, I'm sure you've done this. You're my age, roughly.
Yeah.
When we went to Vegas the first time, the slot machines were old and you had to pull, and they came out with coins.
Yeah.
And then they got revolutionized by people getting tickets instead, and these 3D crazy screens, full immersion. Yes. That's what the metaverse is for us.
Yeah.
We will get into it. We're starting our development soon enough. We just need, we need time. We need patience.
Absolutely. All right. So Laurent, your company is very exciting. The whole online sports betting, online gambling, the whole niche, the industry, the people know what it's about. You have your Island Man license, which I believe, sets us apart from a lot of others because of the fact that it proves that you guys are safe, secure, and that you do your payments, you do everything, and it brings you up to a world market. You're breaking into the United States, right, with Wild Rose that you have out there. We have Canada, right? We have Ontario, right? So basically, do you have any final words to say on your company, on React Gaming?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and I really appreciate voicing out what's going on with the companies. It's a very highly evolving, growing machine that we've built, an ecosystem that's really, really strong, and we believe in the future. And we will be making some very, very good moves in the next couple of months. We will be expanding globally in the next couple of months, and look, stay tuned. But more importantly, look at the current market price. We're a bargain. So thanks for your time, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. So I'm happy to have you here in the future. And everybody, that's Laurent Ben-Ezra of React Gaming Corp. Thank you from Betweenplays Stock Market Strategies. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Hello to everyone out there. Just taking 2 seconds of your time and asking you to hit the subscribe and the like button. I'd like to also direct you to betweenplays.com, www.betweenplays.com, where we put up many different articles. We have 3 different writers at the moment, and we're trying to up the authors. And go to our Twitter account for like really quick information at betweenplays1, and we'll be able to get people to pre-market information and whatever comes along that is important to macroeconomics, microeconomics. As we say here, our motto: research, prepare, plan, execute. Always do your due diligence, and stay strong, everybody. Stay strong. Cautionary statements regarding forward-looking information and other company information. This news release includes forward-looking information and forward-looking statements, collectively forward-looking information, with respect to the company within the meaning of Canadian securities laws. Forward-looking information is typically identified by words such as believe, expect, anticipate, intend, estimate, postulate, and similar expressions, or are those which by their nature refer to future events. This information represents predictions, and actual events or results may differ materially. Forward-looking information may relate to the company's future outlook and anticipated events, and may include statements regarding the financial results, future financial position, expected growth of cash flows, business strategy, budgets, projected costs, projected capital expenditures, taxes, plans, objective industry trends, and growth opportunities of the company and the projects in which it holds royalty interests. While management considers these assumptions to be reasonable based on information available, they may prove to be incorrect. Forward-looking statements involve known and unknown risks, uncertainties, and other factors, which may cause the actual results, performance, or achievements of the company or these projects to be materially different from any future results, performance, or achievements expressed or implied by the forward-looking statements. These risks, uncertainties, and other factors include, but are not limited to, risks associated with general economic conditions, adverse industry events, marketing costs, loss of markets, future legislation and regulatory developments involving the renewable energy industry, inability to access sufficient capital from internal and external sources, and or inability to access sufficient capital on favorable terms, the mining industry generally, the COVID-19 pandemic, recent market volatility, income tax and regulatory matters, the ability of the company or the owners of these projects to implement their business strategies, including expansion plans, competition, currency, and interest rate fluctuations, and the other risks. The reader is referred to the company's most recent filings on SEDAR, as well as other information filed with the OTC over-the-counter markets for a more complete discussion of all applicable risk factors and their potential effects, copies of which may be accessed through the company's profile page at www.sedar.com and at otcmarkets.com.